So, as we all know, Marvel Rivals has been a phenomenal game that everybody's been playing. It's been probably one of the top games in general that's come out in recent gaming history. And today, I essentially mostly want to talk about why its success is definitely well deserved. Besides some of the basic things, the game is fun. The cast of heroes that we have is phenomenal, especially what we started with. I understand that we had a beta for months prior beforehand, but I never played it, and neither did a lot of people because a lot of them were closed testing. But regardless, the game is phenomenal at its core and it's fun. And I just want to go over some of those reasons. And let's start off with my first reason. My first reason is it is healthy competition, as with the little card says. So, what do you mean by healthy competition for the gaming environment? So, the biggest game that we really only had that's the same kind of hero shooter kind of genre for 5v5 6v6 kind of platform or multiplayer gameplay is Overwatch has been the biggest since about 2016, if I remember correctly. And Overwatch has been such a great success because at the time, if for granted it did take inspiration from Team Fortress 2 with having its own class-based system, but over time it has developed its own really unique cast of characters and come out with all these different wonderful animations that are just so freaking good. And it's just, I can kind of go on and on about Overwatch with it, and it's just a solid game. I can't give it any hate, but nowadays it is not that great. A lot of people aren't having fun with it. Devs are constantly, it's just more so a numbers game at this point, trying to change up like, oh, this here will do less damage and this one gets a little bit more armor but a little less health, so on and so forth. And I understand, but when it comes to balancing a game, it does kind of suck, and it is hard to balance when you have so many heroes as a whole. But something that takes time to find the right spot for everybody, especially when you have so many different characters and you keep coming out new ones, and then eventually creates a new meta and breaks it. However, though, the one thing that is pretty cool with Marvel, though, in comparison to Overwatch, is even though the gameplay is practically the same, 6v6 hero shooter, basically the three main modes or few main modes that we have is basically either capture a point and you fight for it over time, and you switch to, if you win that round, you switch to the next point or new round for it, and you're on a different part of the map. Next one is payload, where you just have to escort the payload down to the end point, and that's all you gotta do. And then the hybrid of capturing a point and then delivering a payload. But the thing that sets Marvel a bit apart in comparison to Overwatch or any other of its competitors as well. Overwatch is just the main one. I know we have Paladins as well, but Paladins isn't as popular. But the main thing is, though, is the team up system. So there's different characters that are the anchor character, to where, like, with the newest ones that we got, is the anchor character is Invisible Woman, and Mr. Fantastic is the team up activation. And when those two are in play, Mr. Fantastic, he gets a shield from her that he can use every 30 seconds, and it gives him temporary health essentially over time when he's doing different attacks and stuff, which is actually super solid. And we have all sorts of different team ups. Like, one of the better ones a lot of people doing with is Hulk and Iron Man. Hulk is the anchor, Iron Man is the person who gets the benefit out of it. And with his when he uses his gamma radiation from the Hulk, he basically has his abilities kind of change only the way, or it's one of his abilities, but it just amplifies to where he basically gets infinite ammo, and he can fly around a little bit quicker, and he can shoot his beam basically forever for the 8 seconds that he has. But it's very powerful because the damage is increased on it, and you can output a lot of damage, especially if your aim is really good with it. Sorry for the cut. It is a new day. It's been a couple days since I've been recording, but since that last part, just talking about the different, essentially the innovations that Marvel Rivals has been doing, that's good for healthy competition as a whole when it comes to the whole gaming community. And we're talking about that. It's actually a perfect segue to our next topic, and it's going to be this. Yes, the biggest thing of why the game is good so far is because the game works. It's had probably one of the smoothest launches I've at least have had or seen in gaming history, or not history, but in recent history at the very least. Most games nowadays, they always launch in a broken, buggy mess, or early access states, or just all cut the crap out with it, It's nice because at least like for me, the game runs pretty smooth on PC. I know some people do have some optimization issues when it comes to it, and there are mods that can help out with that. But I haven't had that issue though, so I can't really say that much. The only recommendations I could really give is that's helped me is limit your FPS down to whatever your monitor's refresh rate. Don't do VSync. Limit it to what you're like, limit it on its own, but you can still kind of max everything out and it works pretty well. At least for me personally when it comes to the optimization of the game. And the other big thing with it though too is servers. Servers run great. Don't think I've had a single game where I've had been disconnected from at all. I think the only thing I've had is maybe one crash, and it was a weird crash that had happened because I think it's like my whole PC did it, so I don't even think it was the game itself. But the game for me overall has been a very stable experience, stable and smooth experience. And I would like to know what you guys think, or what your guys' experience is on especially console, PC, whatever you guys are playing on. Let me know down in the comments below. It'd be greatly appreciated. I would also like to say on how smooth it feels, at least like the flow of the game just feels great. Characters feel great, movement feels great, all the abilities, they work so well with one another. It's just everything is just like a yin yang thing where everything just meshes and molds in just so nicely as a whole. And this is just genuinely how I feel about it. I can't really put any other words to describe other than it's really smooth. It's buttery smooth. Shooting feels good, but like movement feels good. The gameplay is just, ooh, it feels good. And when you find that game where it feels good to play, it's like that warm, tingly feeling that you have on the inside of you, whenever you have something satisfying that whether if it's like, something that gives you that good brain itch. How some people it's like ASMR, or some people it's just like, hey, like all these little fidgety toys and stuff like that. That gives that good brain itch. And that's how I feel about Marvel Rivals with how the game works. It just works. So that section was pretty short. It's just sweet, simple, and to the point with it. The game just works. At least, like I said, for me personally, and I know for a lot of people out there as well, who do have some better rigs, or if they're playing on console, Xbox Series X or PS5. I've been hearing good things about it. But the last reason I really want to go over that's also making Marvel so successful is the monetization that's actually in the game. I understand it's a free-to-play game. It's got to monetize its skins and everything like that just so it can do well, of course, so it can actually make money, keep the servers online and everything. But this is one of the least predatory microtransaction systems I have seen in quite a while from a free-to-play game. Like the currency systems is really cool that's in it. We can do all different challenges to earn, of course, like our battle pass progression tokens. So essentially how the battle pass works in here is only like $5-10, which is super cheap for a battle pass, or about the same price if it's $10. And the little tokens you just earn by playing over time, but you complete challenges that you constantly get refreshed daily, and then you also have weekly, and then you also have other challenges on top of that to where you're doing different things, but you can also earn premium currency, you can earn cosmetic currency. It's just a wonderful thing that's in the game that you don't really see too often anymore. And another one of the big things with this microtransaction system is the battle pass is there forever. Yes, you can go back to it. Let's just say you do play a little bit for one season, and then for some odd reason you got bored, or life caught up with you and you didn't have time to play, and the season ends and you're like, oh shoot, I can't go back. Well, yes you can. This is the second game ever I have seen to do this with their battle pass system, and the only other one has done it is Halo Infinite. And unfortunately, Halo Infinite has been a flop. It makes me sad. I said that in my last video. I love Halo very, very much. I even got to meet Steve Downs, the guy who did Master Chief's voice. Off topic though. But yes, you can go back and complete your past season's battle passes, and it's something that FOMO is gone essentially with that. That's the big problem with modern gaming nowadays, is all these different battle passes that we keep having nowadays is just you have to complete it, or all the cosmetics are gone. You don't get to have it anymore. Fortnite's one of the biggest like criminals of it, contenders of it. They're the ones who really started it, and only recently they're finally going to start coming back with some of the skins that were in previous battle passes, which is good. And it's going to help, you know, them monetize their game better, make some more money. But at the same time, it's just like, don't create that artificial FOMO. Let people go back and complete those battle passes. I could give a crap less about people having rare cosmetics or anything like that. I understand having limited time ones, but at least when it comes to battle pass ones, let's just say you do buy one at the beginning of the season. Life happens, man. Life happens. Let's just say you get in an accident, work, hospital, anything like that, and you can't play because of it, and you're just kind of shit out of luck with it when it comes to your battle pass. And battle passes take a lot of time to complete. But I'm glad that they don't have that FOMO like aspect of it with the battle pass anymore. Sorry for the tangent of it. They piss me off and I'm tired of them personally. And even with the costumes inside the shop and all the, of course, the skins, emotes and stuff like that, everything's like not bad price. It's about what you usually expect, and I hope it does well for them when it comes to longevity of the game. And I think the game's gonna be around for a very long time. It's had a wonderful start. A lot of people are saying, hey, this game's only gonna be good for like a month or whatever, like how a lot of games has been in modern gaming history recently, and it's doing well. And I hope Marvel continues to succeed at it. And the game, like, it's enjoyable, you know. I'm glad that they're doing well with it, and they actually did a Marvel game right. And most companies do not do a Marvel game right. It usually fails pretty quickly. And I'm not gonna lie, I was even one of those people who thought that the game was gonna fail at launch, and I'm glad that it didn't. I'm very happy. I'm glad we have good, healthy competition. You know, the game runs well, the game feels good, the teamwork aspect's a lot of fun. A little bit of toxicity in there, but that's in any game, unfortunately, nowadays. And then the monetization's not that bad, and you don't have to have FOMO. The only time I'll say there is a little bit of FOMO is those limited time skins. Like recently we had the Christmas ones, so like the Groot, Rocket, Venom, and Magic skin are all gone already, but oh well. Like, it'll probably come back next year for Christmas. So I don't really care too much. I'm not a big fan of really buying skins in game. I'll buy battle passes because if I'm dedicated enough to the game, I will buy that, and I will continue to grind until it's done for the season. But like I said, we don't have to worry about that in here, which is phenomenal. But those were all my main talking points on why Marvel Rivals is basically successful, or why I think it's being successful and why it's going to continue to be successful in the long term. But I hope you all enjoyed the video. Let me know what other games you guys would like me to cover over time. I think I'm gonna make an Arma video here next because I've been hooked on Arma Reforger, which is an absolutely phenomenal multiplayer game. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you all enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel for some more future content, and I have a Discord as well. Join the Discord. I'll put the link down below for it, and I hope to see you guys there. I'm always chatting in there all the time. I do giveaways, and I'm always streaming as well. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys next time.